Hello everybody, I'm StormyD of Storm Saga Games. Welcome back to the channel. We are here tonight for Chapter 29 of Isles in the Mist D&D campaign. And we are so happy to be hanging out with you guys. I, as the Dungeon Master of this crazy story, play the NPCs, especially Rylar the Suffrigant, the fellow player character NPC. And right next to me, I have the gorgeous and amazing...
Hi, I'm itsStarkitty.
And she is playing...
I'm playing Emillynn Ray, the half-elf College of the Battle Singer Bard, who has a little friend that floats around, hovers whatever Philip does up here. This is Philip. Philip says hello.
Hi, Philip.
Oh, hello, Philip. Do I need to hit it again?
Not yet.
No, okay. Just checking.
And across the way there on that screen, we have, to the right, this furry-faced warrior artist. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, everybody. I am extirpatefate, or you can call me Fate. I am playing Lorkris the Goliath, who is a Oathbreaker Paladin of the Wild Mother. I almost said Melora. And well, no, yeah, Melora. What? And a Path of the Grave Cleric of Weejas.
Right on. And then next to him is the lovely poet, Druid IRL.
I'm Druid IRL, and I'm playing Fern, and she is a wood elf, Circle of Spores druid. This is Chonkapillar. And we love Chonkapillar.
We do love Chonkapillar. He is the chonkiest of Chonkapillars.
He is the chonkiest.
Chonkapillar, best boy.
Best boy.
Best boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm
So,
back.
to recap, the adventurers last week had basically made it deep into the Goldothian mines at the behest of the MGA's forward driving force, the army, the military there being representing the MGA. As you know, as well as all the adventurers that are there too, as part of this mission deep in the mines to try and hold back the horde of humanoid monsters, the massive armies of humanoid monsters that seem to be pouring almost endlessly out from these deep mines, trying to make their way through to overrun the land. And after they hooked up with the general and his team, they went on the first of 3 special missions that were carved out for them for this military engagement plan. That mission was dubbed the West Flank Maneuver, where the party needed to effectively wander to the left part of the map over to section J, so that they could eliminate an encampment of giants. And they were successful in that mission. But it didn't go as smoothly. At first it was going rather smoothly. They took down the 2 ogres, a stone giant, a sneaky stone giant, a hill giant, and basically caused the frost giant leader to retreat. And so, because they had just moved in like a blitzkrieg and just were annihilating the giants very quickly. But then, that actually happened 2 weeks ago. That's, but last week, the pit pet Roscoe turned out to be a dire troll. Had risen from a pit in the area J, and so that was their big challenge, to take on this dire troll after having used a lot of their resources on the giants. In the end, 3 of the party members almost went unconscious at the same time, and they used up almost all their resources, except for their lower level spells. But one luckily timed and luckily failed to save from the Captain Ray, held the monster in place just long enough for the party to finish off the 5-headed, 5-armed troll. And so they were successful, and exhausted, they made their way back to the new forward position of the MGA, and were making their way back to Sector A so that they could regroup to regroup and recoup, so that they could plan for Mission 2. And that's where we'll be tonight. So, since Starkitty is AFK at the moment, it's going to be between the two of you to start off with. What stood out most to your character about the second half of Mission 1 last week? Fate. It was your fate to go first.
That didn't go as planned. That thing was huge. Where's that door lead? Where's that other door lead? Where's that Oni? I hate that Oni. Fernie, Frederick will be okay.
What was that? You're really faint.
Oh, I said Frederick will be okay. Fern, it's okay.
Oh yeah, forgot to recap that.
Okay.
Frederick of one of the adventurers of that's a friend
Crystal
of theirs, died in battle.
Y'all.
He's just temporarily dead.
Say again,
He's
Fern.
sleeping.
You were.
He's just temporarily dead.
He's only sleeping, I swear.
Yeah.
Only sleeping.
Only
Hey.
sleeping.
Hey, Nerdthagorus, it's good to see you. We're just doing
What's
the
up?
recap from last week. So, back to the left then now. Since you were talking, Fern, tell us what stood out most to your character about last week's fight with the dire troll.
He was really, really strong, but we were stronger, so it was fine.
Mm.
The poop marks the spot for both of the things, which is cool.
That's right, I forgot about that. Yeah, they found the secret illusionary, transfer. Basically, they're like transformed walls. They're basically false magical walls in tunnels, and they found them with Rylar's special vision and marked them with poop.
Mark the spot. But Frederick is really, really strong, and he's totally going to come back because, his team is also really, really strong and everything. So they're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now that you're back, Starkitty, tell us what Emillynn Ray, what stood out most to her last week.
Thank you, Philip, for recommending Hold Monster. It came in clutch. Yes, Philip sometimes helps me pick out my spells because he's my sounding board when it comes to, I think this would be a good spell. And he goes, no. No, I don't think that's a good spot. Pick something different.
Yeah,
Conversations we have.
Nice.
But yeah. I'm so glad I saved my last few level 3 fireball spells to finish it off.
100%. 100%.
I'll finish off the dire troll and the frost giant.
Just snap, crackle, pop. Just
Had to catch up to my kill count, huh, Miss Ray?
Yes, what I was trying to do.
But you didn't, though, did
Really? No.
you? You came close.
I think I got, what, 2? Because I finished off the dire troll and the frost giant. Yeah.
yeah. I was joking with Druid on the one thing that based off of like race with Goliaths being extremely competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing I haven't like leaned into because I don't feel like it's appropriate for Lorkris. But I was joking that if I did, I'd be like, yeah, you may have stopped it from, you may have kept it dead, but I killed it. I killed it. You kept it from living, but I killed it. Okay.
But you're right. For some reason, Lorkris is a little bit different Goliath than other Goliaths.
Well,
Yeah.
then my argument back would have been, you know, it was a team effort. You knocked it down, I made sure it stayed down.
Yeah, I killed it.
But I killed 4. Ha ha ha, Lorkris.
I took on the stone giant solo.
I took on the hill giant solo.
I find it hilarious, though, that you guys are being sarcastic because it's actually nothing like your characters. They're not competitive with each other. They're super
Yeah,
supportive.
no, not at all. It's like, yeah, no,
empowering each
we
other.
killed it.
Mhm.
It's always a we.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the kind of manager that's like, as long as the work gets done, we're good.
Yeah, work from home is fine. Productivity is all that matters.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. All right. If I remember correctly, we need to know what Rylar thought of last week.
Yeah.
He was amazed at how big a pile of poop that dire troll left in that pit. He's happy he didn't like fall in that. And
That's true.
he thinks it's weird that they have magic cave walls. He wants to know what's up with those. I know it's been so
bet.
long since we've seen Daddy Dagoth. It feels like
I
it's
know.
been weeks.
It's been
It's been-
100 years.
But the other thing that stood out to Rylar was kind of the. It seems like the level of threats is definitely starting to step up compared to what you guys have experienced before. I mean, the undead thing in the mausoleum was an outlier. It was kind of a separate thing. But like if he's just thinking about all the humanoid monsters that you've been facing, so far those have been fairly, fairly simple challenges. But this stuff in the Goldothian mines definitely feels different, and so he's as always he's excited to see what you guys are capable of as a team, all of us. So.
Absolutely.
Not
gonna lie, I personally, as Fate, during the week had a dream that one of us got yeeted over the edge of the bridge at the after you make it through the center and we're up there's that big 50-foot door.
Wait, are you
Right,
talking about
in the mines? Yeah.
this area up in the north
By
where
L?
L
Yeah,
is
up by L.
is a big bridge? Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one of us, and it was kind of like one of those lucid dream things, so it just kept cycling through each of us.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
somebody somebody decided to jump down after them. That was a legit dream I had.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm honestly kind of jealous.
I was terrified.
I've had some amazing dreams over my years on this, blue ball, but I don't think I've actually ever dreamed of actually being in a D&D thing before. I'm honestly envious. That sounds really cool.
I've had a dream like that.
Yeah, that sounds so cool.
I've had a D&D related dream. My very first D&D campaign, I seriously had a dream that our big group of, there was 6, 7 of us? Everybody looked like their characters in my dream. If they were an elf, they had the elf ears. If they were a dwarf, they were short. If they were a Goliath or something like that, they were really tall. Yeah, like everybody was their characters, dressed as their characters. It was really cool.
I remember you telling me about that. I remember being envious of that too. All right.
And even our NPC D&D, or DM, was in my dream, dressed as the NPC.
Okay, well, having given the recap and the introductions and everything, I want to thank you guys for coming once again. We're going to go.
RP scene.
Yeah, we're gonna go chat dark as we jump and dive into the adventures. So enjoy the show, guys. We'll see you again in a little while at some point for intermission. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, I believe you guys had made it back to Sector A.
Last I remember, we were heading back.
Right, we're traveling back,
making it to Sector A.
Take a long rest and.
Yeah, I think my intent was that we would basically say that you made it back to Sector A without any issues, and met up with the military leadership there, and if you remember correctly, Captain Rigel was the one who was commanding the new forward forces. But the general is back at the fortress outside of the mines. And so the other person here inside who's taking care of managing the forces here at the primary rallying sector, which is Sector A. I guess I can do that one more time. Primary rallying sector in Sector A is over there to the lower right-hand corner. That's where the main military encampment is, where the adventurers come, where healers are, congregate and stuff. Captain Carnath, Captain Carnath of the Elite Scout Regiment 2 is the one who's taking care of folks there. And so you guys, I believe that you end up making it back, and without going into some deep role playing with him, we'll just kind of exposition that you of course, when you come up on the guard station, since you're kind of new to this area, there's a passphrase that you give the guards, and then they let you through until they get to know you. And you made it to the Sector A, and talked to the sergeant there, and he let you know that the captain is indisposed at the moment, but you basically end up waiting a little bit, but then shortly after that you get to go meet with him, and you report to him everything that happened. And he's thrilled to hear that you guys found these illusionary wall, or these not just illusionary walls. They're real walls, but they're you on the way back and during all this time traveling. Lady Ray kind of gets a theory in her head that maybe what's going on with those is they're not illusions. They are actually like real, some sort of magical, like a door, right? The illusion is to make it look like it melds with the wall, but in reality, it probably opens up with some sort of magical command. And what's a little distressing about that is, what sort of being would be able to create that unique kind of magic that's working with these humanoids. So that's a little nerve-wracking. But anyway, you report all that to Captain Carnath, and he's thrilled to hear that you took out the giants. And this dire troll, he's kind of almost incredulous at first that you actually faced off against a 5-headed, 5-armed troll. He's never heard of such a thing, but he has no reason to doubt you guys based upon your reputation. So he lets you all know that to go ahead and get some rest. They're gonna. He points out, based upon the mission report that he was given by the general, that you guys actually helped usher to him when you came here. It turns out that you guys doing mission 1 first before mission 2, which is, if you remember correctly, mission 2 is the reconnaissance and pursuit, where you're basically trying to find the skirmishers, the guerrilla tactics Oni team, right? Because you're the only ones who've engaged that Oni before. They want you to find them and eliminate them, as you also scout the various tunnels over on the right side of the map. I meant to switch this back. Sorry, guys. People have been just staring at a map all this time. He points out to you something that was hidden, well, not hidden, but just kind of in the docket. The report itself was you going on mission 1 now, before going to mission 2. Obviously, it was a way for you to help them accomplish something that needed to be accomplished, but it was also an indirect way for you to announce to the monsters, hey, we're here, so that hopefully, with some time passed, you will draw this this tactical ogre team to you.
So basically, they wanted us to rile up the Oni and go, they're the ones that got away. They will not get away this time.
Yeah, basically.
It worked for you meddling kids.
Yeah. Somebody's got Among Us on the brain. All right. So he explains that he wants you guys to rest for a couple of days because he wants what you did to percolate and spread throughout the monster army for a while, so that your mission 2 have a greater chance of success. He doesn't want you to wait too long, because then you're kind of letting the opportunity slip by. But if you go right immediately, then the communication process would potentially not have gotten to the Oni.
That makes sense.
You guys end up resting. This gives you guys the opportunity to make spell choices for for you it doesn't matter as a bard, but for Fern, if you think you're going, remember that they know a little bit about the ogre mage team. They know that there's an ogre mage, They know that there's some sort of Minotaur Marauder. There's some sort of like ogre chain wielder, and a fourth member of that hit and run guerrilla squad that is unknown. And so based upon that, you might want to discuss amongst each other what choices would be best, both for Fern's spell choices and what spells you store in Rylar's ring.
Yeah.
Because I believe you had ordered him to use a guiding bolt, and then he never got a chance to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't actually used anything, but you guys can refill it with something else if you all want. He's got 5 levels that he can put in there. You can either do like you did before and put a bunch of lower level spells, or maybe one big extra spell, whatever you guys want to do.
Hey, another fireball might not be a bad idea.
I could put a 3rd level fireball in there.
I feel like that might not be bad.
All right, so currently what he has in there is 1 level 2 moonbeam, 1 level 1 guiding bolt, and 1 level 2 lesser resto. What would you like to give up to do that?
Fireball is a 3rd level spell, so if we wanted to keep lesser resto, he'd have to drop the guiding bolt and the moonbeam.
Is that what you guys want to do? Keep the lesser resto just in case?
Well, I will say Lesser Restoration only breaks the condition of blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Though it's not a healing spell.
Yeah, but...
So I just want to make sure that we're on, we understand what Lesser Restoration does, because I often forget, and I think it's a lower level healing spell, actually for HP, and it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
So I just wanted to put that out there, not because I don't think it's a bad idea to have Lesser Restoration. It's just that I don't think that... I feel like it's hard to say going in against the Oni or any of that crew that we're gonna really need Rylar to hold on to a Lesser Restoration. So I think that we could safely dip that one, because I have it as well. So does Fern, and don't you have it as well, Emillynn?
No, I do not.
But you have to pick it for the day, though, right?
Yeah. And then
We don't have it prepared.
we have a couple of days.
That's true.
Yeah. And something I often forget, Stormy, based off of how you rule some of these. You do often refer to these goblins and hobgoblins and ogres often as humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been holding off on possibly trying to use things like hold person because it says humanoid. Do you actually classify them as humanoid, and that would work?
No. We actually discussed that last time. You asked me that before. If the book classifies them as a giant, then they're not a humanoid, they're a giant. I call it the humanoid army because if you remember correctly, the largest volume of forces is like bugbears and hobgoblins and goblins and stuff like that. And from what the mission reports say, in the mines that they've encountered gnolls as well, which your characters have heard of gnolls, but you've never encountered one. A gnoll is basically like a dog-faced humanoid, and like a walking hyena.
Yeah.
And so that's what.
And that would be classified as a.
It's
beast.
just easier to call it the humanoid, but actually, technically speaking, we should call it the monster army from now on going forward, because it's not just humanoids. And
I mean, I'm okay with maintaining the concept of humanoid because they are mostly medium-sized bipedal creatures that, similar body shapes.
Well, that's just so it's not really. I mean, granted, you're right. As a DM can classify things however they want, but based upon the way a fifth ed works, I'm talking about humanoid from the classification that's in the book, the actual D&D classification. And so, yeah, that's why like goblins, hobgoblins, gnolls, those kinds of things, those are technically, orcs. Those are humanoids.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, but, yeah.
They would not classify under the context of like hold person or...
No, hold person would absolutely hold anything that's considered a humanoid based upon its class. But a giant, for example, is not.
No, yeah, okay.
A troll is a giant, so it's not humanoid. What else can you, like, obviously a chimera is not a humanoid, so that wouldn't work. You would need hold monster, which is what she did, which can get anything except certain things that can't be got. But,
Well, monster came in clutch.
So if you're asking if you should give up hold monster, I would say
hold person.
I mean, yeah, hold person. Yeah, I would say not hold monster, but since what you have is not hold monster but hold person, if you want to give it up for something else, then maybe. Let me see. Let me double check. I don't think ogres, like the ogre mage, is considered.
No, I wouldn't imagine an ogre or like an oni would be classified under a whole person.
I mean, it might be a humanoid. I don't think so. I think it's actually part of the giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, an ogre is a large giant.
Yeah.
So is an oni. Yeah. So.
Okay.
And by the way, just to clarify, just so you know, speaking of hold person and or hold monster, lesser restoration, she said that it gets rid of paralysis. Well, hold person is considered paralysis. So if one of the party members got held by an enemy mage, lesser restoration in his ring would be useful there.
Okay.
You said it was deafened, blind, paralyzed.
It's blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned.
Okay. It doesn't say stunned though?
Nope.
Okay.
Emillynn.
Yes.
I know you held that dire troll off pretty well with that that holding spell. I might be able to do something similar on a smaller scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Share. Philip and I would like to know.
Thing is, it would function similarly. It's just it wouldn't hold anything as big.
Out of character, are you role-playing this discussion about hold person? Oh, okay.
Yes.
So are you thinking, out of character, are you thinking about adding it to your spell list or taking it away?
Taking it off, because
All right,
every
so
time I've intended to want to use it, I haven't been able to. And I'm trying to maintain, like, Lorkris is only really keeping things that make sense for what, like, how he utilizes his things. And he's, like, had the intention to do so, but, like, nothing's really popped up to be able to use it currently. So
this spell holds smaller monsters?
yeah, more or less the humanoid kind. At least that's how I feel it works. It doesn't seem as potent as yours or...
You know what he's talking about. You know he's talking about hold person as a spell.
Yeah.
Your character does.
Yeah. So...
I don't know if it'll be useful in these mines.
I honestly do not think it's a useful spell at all for you based on your fighting style. Because you holding a person takes away from your strengths of what you do. based on all the battles that we've been in since we first started, a lot of the spells I've seen you cast have usually been to enhance your own abilities, not necessarily for support, which is what I'm here for, to provide support to you. So if at any point in time you feel like you need a support spell like that, please let me know, and I can talk to Philip and we can see if it's a good spell or not.
That is fair.
So Rylar
I have a
asks.
question.
Oh, go ahead. Fern had a question.
So do you think that my spell, Earthbind, would be good against the Oni? Because the Oni flies, right?
Yes, the Oni flies. Is that the one that doesn't let him fly anymore? Because I think you've cast that spell before.
Yes.
Oh,
You choose one.
Do you use that against the wyvern?
I used it against the Wyvern.
Ah,
And no,
yes.
it's
Baby dragon.
Oh, okay, Philip, I'll let her know. Fern, Philip says he really likes that spell, and he thinks it's really cool, and he was super impressed, and his jaw dropped when you cast that spell.
I got you, Philip.
Rylar's like, so, Big Boss, are you trying to pick a different spell instead of that one?
I was thinking of it. I was thinking of expanding on what I have,
Hmm.
but I'm not
What do
sure.
you think he should pick instead of that then, Miss Ray?
Well,
or Fern?
I'm not too familiar with divine spells myself, so, I mean, what other spells do you have access to that kind of fit your fighting style?
Out of character, it's more of the same. Spirit Shroud versus Spirit Guardians. Spiritual Weapon doesn't make sense for Lorkris.
You're right, it doesn't.
As cool as Glyph of Warding is, it does not make sense for Lorkris.
What level spells can you cast as a cleric, and what level spells can you cast as a paladin? Out of character?
I can cast third level cleric spells.
I mean, you guys could do this in character. I mean, if you think about it, your characters would know the answer to these questions.
So what do you normally prepare for the day? For cleric?
Oh, for cleric?
Yes, we'll start with cleric first.
Was this what you were talking about? The
What
cleric
do you mean?
or the paladin?
It's the cleric. So since their spell lists are very similar on the ones that I picked, I've already picked the appropriate spells for paladin. Those are just essentially the smites and detect magic, which make the most sense for the paladin. Everything else is coming from cleric.
So your whole
Since a
person
lot of
was
them
in
are
a
similar.
slot from your cleric class?
What's that?
Your whole person was in a slot from your cleric class.
Yes.
And you're trying to replace it. And what level spell is that?
I think
Hold person second level.
second. Yeah, second level.
Maybe you should pray to Melora about it.
To Melora or to Ouijas?
Well, you're asking about your cleric spells, right? Oh, right. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. You're a cleric of Ouijas. Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, you should see what maybe she might give you clues or something.
I could. Though I do, as of recent, I do feel she is more likely to reach out to me if she wants to speak.
But you would always so freely talk to Melora. Why wouldn't you so freely talk to Weejas if you had any questions? Since she's like good and stuff.
I have tried. She doesn't quite speak with me often. The only times I've had her really speak, heard her speak, are when I was
Near death?
yes.
Rylar would have said it. Near to death.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna be fighting what again?
An Oni.
Just an Oni by itself?
And a variety of other things.
As a Minotaur.
What's a Minotaur?
A minotaur.
That's a good question.
Oh wait, you mean like the legends? The cowman in the
labyrinth?
maze?
Yes. Like that.
Huh. Ooh. Wow. Listen, look at that. Listen to that. So the report, let me see what it says. So they got the ogre mage, right? They got the minotaur. Look at the report. It says that the minotaur was dual wielding weapons, and the ogre guy was wielding some sort of battle chain and had spikes on his armor. And the Oni does the magic. And Minotaurs, they're really good in mazes and tunnels and stuff, like finding their way around. And maybe, and there's 4 of them. Maybe they're like an anti-adventuring adventurers. They're anti-adventurers.
What if instead of doing like a fireball or something, we do another one of those like black butt blasters in the ring? Because he's so strong, right? Having an extra one of those would be really, really cool. Make him weak.
Refresh my memory. What level spell is
Level 2.
Brave Enfeeblement? He's like,
It's level 2. Yeah.
He says, I could do that if you guys want me to.
Do you get anything for upcasting? No.
For rain enfeeblement? I don't think so. I don't know. I do not have access to it. No. So then we could do like the lesser restoration, and then we could still have the whatever it's called thing that you do, Lorkris, whatever it's called.
We're talking about guiding bolt?
There we go. And then we could just do like, another ray of it.
So you want the guiding bolt?
Blaster.
You want the guiding bolt and the raven enfeeblement?
And the lesser restoration. How does that sound good? That's just an idea. I do not know.
You seem deep in thought, big boss. What you thinking about? Enhance bid. Oh.
So out of character, I was looking at the enhanced ability spell because it's a 2nd level cleric spell.
I know. I've been like.
That's funny. I was just now reading that too.
I mean, it's interesting because, you know, sometimes when we start a fight, you're so far away that all you do for like the first round, at least, is make your way up to the enemy.
Yeah, especially now with as much space as we have to work with. Yeah.
It'd be interesting for you to be able to actually cast a spell on yourself, whether it's this or like Shield Other or Shield Other,
Shield of Faith or something. Yeah,
Shield of Faith, as you make your way up. So.
Wow, the enhanced ability is really weakened compared to 3.5.
Yeah, but still, Bear's Endurance.
It's also a concentration spell as well.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Yeah. So.
And that takes away from all my smites.
Yeah. It takes away from your smites and your.
That's why you haven't picked it. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, I did not.
That's also why I haven't used it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Having Spirit Guardians as well. Because Spirit Guardians last for 10 minutes rather than 1 minute for Spirit Shroud. Oh, you know what's funny, Stormy?
What?
I remember we were talking about the damage that Spirit Shroud does, and you're like, thought if it was Radiant if you were good or neutral, and then Necrotic if you were evil. That's Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians specifically states it takes Radiant damage if you're good or neutral, or Necrotic damage if you're evil. But they are very similar in...
You just said Spirit Guardians twice.
Sorry, I meant when you thought about Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
How I can pick the damage. It's Spirit Guardians that auto selects if you're good or evil.
Gotcha.
And they are very similar effects.
Yeah, Spirit Guardians is a badass spell.
I know, I'm considering maybe taking it.
Just take it.
Considering, you should not think twice about it. It's without a doubt. Well, okay. Yeah. I shouldn't be giving
it's solid.
Oh my gosh, why have you not been taking this spell?
Right.
Because I like the Spirit Shroud.
Oh, no.
Because it reduces...
I'm looking at 2nd level spells. Blindness, Deafness.
That's the other one I was thinking of. I was looking at that and I'm like, this might work, especially with the Oni for like line of sight for casting spells.
Well, not just the Oni, but like any creature that you target that you're wanting to fight, because, I mean, it lasts a minute. I mean, they get a Constitution save every turn, but still, they're either blinded or deafened. You can blind them, and then you have advantage against them, while they have disadvantage.
Good about that.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah. Blind creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack roll have disadvantage.
What level is Spirit Guardians?
3rd.
Okay.
Spirit Guardians is 3rd.
Yeah, like without a doubt, you can ask her. She's used it. It's one of the most badass. Like, it's almost OP.
Spirit Guardians.
What would
I like
the
that
little
spell.
guardians look like?
What's cool about Spirit Guardians is it's basically like free AoE damage that you can, that's also a dot that you can also move, because it follows you around.
Yes, when I was playing my cleric, I used that spell very effectively. I'm like, everybody huddle around me and let's go.
Okay, so I'm keeping command because it can work.
Oh yeah,
Your
no, command
wounds,
is great for sure. That's
Shield
that's
of
first
Faith.
level, right?
Yeah. Blindness, Deafness, Dispel Magic. Thematically Speak with Dead, because you never know if that might come in handy with this.
So after
Guardians
the
and
party
Spirit
discusses it, why are you keeping Dispel Magic when she has it and Rylar has it?
You never know.
I forget that that someone else has it other than Rylar.
I also have access to Dispel Magic.
Well, Giggity.
Who has it?
Fern?
We
I
all
thought
do.
you had it.
Yeah, I have Dispel Magic as well.
So yeah, yeah, I feel like you should give up Dispel Magic for Spirit Guardians if you're trying to think of a spell to give up for Spirit Guardians. Like if you think like Starkitty pointed out, it really fits your playstyle. Your character likes to get up in their grill, right? And if you have the Spirit Guardians surrounding you as you move around, it makes it harder for them to attack you, and you're doing extra DPS to them. What's the range around you? Is it only in the 5 foot around you?
15 feet.
So it's even better than I thought, because then it also works with your Sentinel.
Yeah, because the affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when a creature enters the... Yeah.
How many 3rd level slots do you have?
I think I only have 3.
That's quite a bit.
3.
Like,
Yeah, 3 3rd levels, and I have 1 4th level.
Spell slot that he has to upcast. Because he only has 3rd level spells.
Yeah, I can only upcast.
Oh, right, I got you.
Yeah.
So let's just pretend that you did decide to pray and meditate on what spells you would take. I can tell you right off the bat that you would get a dream from Wee Joss. And it would be her surrounded by these spirits floating around you, and her waving in your direction and bowing as they move over and spin around you. Trust us when we say it's one of the most OP, unless you're purposely not wanting to take it because you think it's too OP, then I can respect that.
No, it was more of the Spirit Shroud, because it's a 10 foot, and that would immediately put them in range of my reach.
I don't see Spirit Shroud. Is that a 3rd level spell?
Which one?
Spirit Shroud, is that a 3rd level spell?
Mm-hmm.
It must not be in the player's handbook.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yeah.
Refresh my memory on what your Spirit Shroud does versus Spirit Guardians.
So very similar. It's concentration up to a minute though. Any attack I make deals 1d8 extra damage when I hit a creature within 10 feet of you. Damage can be radiant, necrotic, or cold. Any creature that takes damage can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. And then any creature of my choice that I can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Gotcha. So keep a couple of things in mind. What makes Spirit Guardians better is it has a wider range. You said 15 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't have the keep them from regenerating thing going on, but you already have 2 party members who can do that with Chill Touch, right? Mm-hmm. And on the other thing is your Spirit Shroud requires you to hit for you to do the extra damage, whereas the Spirit Guardians doesn't require you to hit. They just have to be in its zone, effectively.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think the other thing is that Spirit Shroud is also considered a bonus action. Is a bonus action spell versus an action.
Oh, that is yeah. I mean,
so I could
cool.
pop it in and hit, but I mean, it was one of those like I felt that initially Spirit Shroud fit Lorkris a bit better, though Spirit Guardians is like I want to take it. It does have a lot more DPS, and I think that given the circumstances, it makes sense for him to kind of like in having that moment with Wee Joss kind of feeling what he did with Spirit Shroud and then amplifying that to the Spirit Guardians.
Why can't you do both?
Interpretation. They're both concentration.
No, but I mean, have both of them in your list, and that way.
Oh, I do.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Prepared for the day. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm getting at.
Yes, yes.
You should experiment you with them and see which one is more effective for you. I do see now why you picked Shroud. It also does sort of. It may not be as powerful a spell, but it definitely does also sort of fit your character's kind of want to hit stuff mentality for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So right now what I have in the ring is Rave Enfeeblement and Guiding Bolt, but, you know.
Oh, I thought we were gonna keep the lesser restoration too.
Yeah, it's there too.
Oh.
So
I want to make sure that's what you all want to do.
Resto, Guiding Bolt, and Rave Enfeeblement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Is that a good idea?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also have Rave Enfeeblement.
But having an extra one.
No, yeah. I learned it from Rylar.
It's true.
Rave Enfeeblement wouldn't stack, would it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Well, remember
That
what
would be
Rave
way too
Enfeeblement
OP.
does, all it does is you know, it cuts the damage in half, so.
But then, in theory, cut it into quarters.
Oh, yeah, no, no.
Yeah,
There's no
that'd be
doing
way
that
too
in
OP.
5th Ed that I'm aware of.
Yeah, okay. Well.
That?
Cool. I am ready to go.
Has everybody already picked all the spells they want? That they think will work against the team that they're going up against?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys rest for a couple of days like he asked you to. You get antsy definitely on the second day. Ready to go, you know, ready to get back in the thick of it. And you know, your characters definitely want to hunt down this Oni and its guerrilla raiders team. Having said that, don't forget that the other part. I'll just reread the mission to you real quick. Just you know, you guys read your doc. The enemy has a hit-and-run guerrilla squad that somehow manages to make it behind enemy lines. Sometimes it is led by your old nemesis with a new team of monsters. One ogre mage, one minotaur. The report. Let's see. I made names for them all. The actual detail, you know, report that you read, as opposed to what they were called when you were in the meeting. An ogre berserker, a minotaur dragoon, and some sort of skirmisher that they're unaware of, and of course the Oni boss is what they call it. Your mission is a multi-part mission. 1. Scout past Sector E to recon Sector K. Return to Sector D through Sector H after exploring side tunnels. Find out if there are any undiscovered secret tunnels. Find and eliminate the Oni team, if possible. Yep.
Sorry. You said from Sector H?
No, we go up to E.
Up to E.
Get up to K. Come down to
to
H. Get back to D. Yeah.
Okay. So I take it we're gonna clear out K as
So
well.
to be clear, there's the DMZ in between E and, you know, you see the blue of E and then the kind of the pink tunnel of K.
Yeah.
And then you have the greenish gray tunnel. That's the sort of DMZ. They say, of course, at that point through that tunnel you need to be careful, because anything past their the encampment at E is just anything wandering zone. But be extra careful once you get past it, because you're actually into their enemy territory at that point. So you may want to, once you get around that corner, well, obviously he knows your report that you need to go down that one tunnel that's up to the north. And so, you know, first, but then after that, you know, however you all decide to go, it's up to you. They do ask you to scout Sector E. for any of the special anomalous walls. So, you have any other questions about the mission before you all embark?
I don't.
So
But I have to make a quick
Oh no,
break.
Miss Ray, go.
Okay. Did you guys want to take a quick break? Since we mostly kind of chatted and role-played and planned a little bit.
I mean, I'm okay.
Okay.
Personally.
Starkitty will be back soon then.
Oh. We can't see our faces though.
Oh, right.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, Starkitty stepped away. I was going to ask Emillynn a question.
She'll be back. She just needs to... What was that joke that I made the other day? Oh, she needed to... Well, that won't work for a woman. I was going to say she drain the Argonian, but, you know.
She had to go, study some notes real quick.
Study some notes.
That was at my old job. We would always use a phrase of like, gonna go file some paperwork, gonna go read some paperwork as code for gonna go use the restroom. So like, we can like, hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go file some paperwork real quick. Like even if they're like in front of a customer and they're like, oh okay.
That's clever. That's smart, actually. Very smart.
What did I miss?
Oh, we're very open at my job.
Oh, at my old job, we'd always say when we'd communicate with each other about filing paperwork is code for using the restroom.
Oh,
So
okay.
like if people were in the middle of talking with the customer and we're like, hey, I'll be back in a few minutes. I just need to go file some paperwork real quick. So that way you can communicate with your team without, you know, the customers being like, oh, he's gonna be like a minute or two.
All right, so you guys ready to get start on your mission?
Yes.
All right, you embark. This after the second day, you're ready. You're antsy. You get up early in the morning. You know, report to the captain and his lieutenant, and let them know you're on your way. And they have an escort take you guys up to Sector E. And once you get to Sector E, you see the encampment there, and the folks here definitely seem a little bit more rested than the folks that you saw at F across the way, because there's been way more activity at F and between G and C, and a little bit. You guys never saw C or anything, but you know there's from the reports, you know, the more activity is there. Over to this right area is the least amount of activity, although the Oni team has been seen more often in these right tunnels, which is the other reason why you're here. So after you make it to the encampment at E, you see the palisade they set up, the defense structures and stuff, and they got a good team there, and you end up being introduced to the 74th Black Shield Regiment, which, if you remember correctly, is the 4th ranked guild, and they're there basically with only a few MGA troops, basically a platoon of troops there to guard that section, and they're grateful to meet you. They seem as you know, Steel Dawn, Crystal Head. You haven't met Steel Dawn. You've heard tales about Steel Dawn. Of course, Crystal Head, not only have you met, but you've partied with, and they're your friends. Loam Riders. I don't believe you've met or run into Loam Riders, have you? But Renly's Bonejack Marauders you met, because they actually worked with Crystal Hedge on the forward assault before you guys went up to Sector J. And but now you got to meet Renly's Bonejack Marauders. So
I did meet that one team.
or excuse me, and when you met Renly's Bonejack Marauders, they seemed like a pretty competent but very sort of stereotypical adventuring group.
Selfish and stuff.
No, not what I mean by selfish. I mean like just very, you got your, your warrior, your mage, your rogue, and your cleric. Very kind of stereotypical. Yeah. The Black Shield Regiment is made up of ex-soldiers, and they're mostly. Oh yeah, thank you. They're mostly. Actually, we'll go to this one. Mostly just warriors with some light magic support, and they seem very, because they're mercenaries that are ex-soldiers turned adventurers. They definitely seem more like organized and kind of rough, but also a little more ordered, as it were. You get the sense that they also have kind of an ego, a chip on their shoulder, kind of thing, because they're the 4th ranked guild, and they're trying to make their way up to be able to compete with Crystal Hedge and Loam Riders, which are both tied for second, third place respectively. But yeah, so you say your hellos. None of them seem very overtly friendly or anything. They're not rude. But again, they're similar to the Renly's Bonejack Marauders, which, if you remember last week, we kind of you guys chatted with them and a little bit. But these guys just are a little more staid. So you may make your way onward up the tunnel, and I'll go back to this, but just briefly, up the tunnel away from E. Actually, before that, you spend a good hour exploring around the walls of Sector E to see if there are any secret tunnels leading into that sector, and you don't find any in Sector E throughout that that main sector there. So that's a good thing so far. And then after that, you head up north. Again, you're on horseback, or do you want to leave the horses at Sector E and then go on foot the rest of the way?
So we can be sneaky and stuff, yeah? Does that sound smart, or?
It does.
All right. So then, what?
I would. So, I mean, it would make sense to take our horses up to Echo, and then leave them before we head off. However, we are gonna have to. We come back down through H to Delta. We're gonna have to travel back all the way up to E to get our horses.
That's fine. There are horses.
I understand that. I'm wondering if either telling the horses to make their way back to that main encampment so they'll just be there when we get there, or ask if someone can escort them back safely.
So the guide that escorted you up here offers to take your horses back for you if you would like.
I think that is smart.
Okay, let's do that.
That way they're the furthest away from danger.
Okay. So now you're off on your journey out of Sector E onward to the north. You on foot, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles to the next little junction point. So 5 miles, walking at roughly 3 miles an hour means you make it there in a little less than a couple of hours.
I'll be doing periodically. I'll be doing my pass without the trace.
How many times a day can you do that?
It is at will with my staff.
Oh, there's no charges for that?
That one.
No, it is at will.
Wow, that's pretty spectacular. Okay, so you're every time it runs out, how long does it last?
1 hour.
Damn. Okay. So then a couple of times, you only need to cast it a couple of times. So you find yourself at that junction point. You can either
Real quick,
Yeah.
before we get to that junction point.
Yeah.
I imagine where Rylar is also kind of scanning the walls as we go.
Yes, so far he has not
Okay.
found anything
Okay.
on the left or the right.
So while that's happening and during this travel to that junction, Lorkris is gonna have a little chat with Emillynn. Just a little one.
Separate from the group or with the group
No.
in earshot? Okay.
No, he just wants to have a quick little conversation. Gonna change the scene first, real quick. Yeah. Okay.
I was looking away when she started.
And I saw Druid and I was like, 5.
Miss Ray,
Yes, Lorkris.
I know we are going to potentially run into this Oni and his subpar lackeys.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, being that I have a tendency to rush up, as you had mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
do you want me to focus on the Oni when we encounter them? Or would you rather me focus on something else?
Maybe like the Minotaur or something.
But I would... It is not a far presumption to assume that the Oni is the biggest threat. Likewise, it is the biggest risk. However, I don't know if being bold that way is the smartest move, but I also see it being sound.
I can see why you would think that. I mean, based on our previous battles with the Oni, we do know that he can go invisible at will, which that can cause a problem for you or any of us if we can't see him. I mean, it is all possible we may need to take out his lackeys first and then focus on him at the end like we did before, because...
Rylar kind of raises his hand. Oh.
Yes, Rylar?
So, I was looking at this report, and I don't read all the details in it, but it looks like the way they describe these guys don't seem like the same kind. Like, what he had before, he was like, obviously the leader of all of the, the dominions that were way underneath him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this team here doesn't seem like that. It seems more like anti-adventurers. Like they're all, like a team, like an actual team. We don't even know if he's the leader. We're just making up stories in our head, aren't we?
This is true.
Though we have encountered him before and know what he's capable of, so
I mean, he is a mage, yeah.
snuffing out that threat is viable.
It is, as long as we can keep him on the ground and in sight.
That is true.
Because, this Oni is a very tricksy one.
That is true. Well, I guess we'll see what happens then, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I think Boss Lorkris is right. Maybe he and I should focus on taking that guy down as soon as we see him, and then deal with the other guys. I guess obviously we gotta do whatever happens, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're right, and he's still the boss, and he's still a mage, even if he's not the boss.
He is. But still, he can fly, which means he flies up in the air away from Lorkris, then that's going to be a problem for Lorkris.
Mechanics question.
Yeah.
If the Oni were flying,
Mm-hmm.
and he's within range, and I'm able to use an opportunity attack, and he's elevated, and I hit him with Sentinel, would he then ground himself, or just not be able to fly? So I know it says movement speed becomes 0, but does that stop his flight? I would imagine it wouldn't.
Right.
But
yeah, I don't see it as stopping his flight. I think it just kind of halts them in their place. It stutters their stutters
their
them,
movement.
right?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think that it would actually like take him down.
Right.
But I wanted to be
That's
clear.
a good question to be clear, so you know ahead of time. Yeah.
Okay.
But I can bring it to the ground with my spell.
And I do think that being able to prevent the Oni from casting is smart. And Rylar, one other thing. Remember when we were fighting the Oni the first time? And he created that black darkness, and that you dispelled that. Is that correct? Were you able to see through that darkness?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I think that I can create the same type of darkness. I'd imagine he can see through it as well. But I don't think everybody else could.
Well, but if they're a team of monsters that are down here in this place, don't you think they probably are? I don't know. I'm not the smart one. I don't know.
That is true, but that darkness is something different. I couldn't see through it. But you could.
Oh, you couldn't see
I
it?
wonder if that could be used to our advantage. Food for thought.
Hey.
And then Lorkris will continue to ponder and kind of just like little bits vocalize like thoughts and ideas that are just kind of like trailing, nothing concrete.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So now you made it to that junction point, and you basically get to choose to go left or right.
Well, aren't we supposed to survey the tunnel to the north?
I mean, you're supposed to. It doesn't mean you want to have to do it in this order, but I assume that you guys want to. But I shouldn't ask. I wanted to ask to make sure.
No. Yeah, it makes sense. I feel it makes the most amount of sense, personally.
It does. I mean, because if we don't explore it now, we're gonna have to backtrack for it.
Yeah, backtracking could leave us open to retaliation if we do backtrack.
Yep.
Okay. Well, after you guys, again, it took a couple hours to get here, and keep going back and forth, but you decide to take the 1.5 mile trek down the tunnel to the right. Once you get about a mile down the tunnel, you all, even the ones with not high perception, hear the sounds of rushing water. Not like it's rushing toward you, but like just, sounds like water, like rushing water. First you get a little bit of a panic. Your heart kind of skips a beat. Is water suddenly pouring down the tunnel at us? You don't. It doesn't sound like it's getting louder and closer. It's just at a steady steady movement, and it's in the distance.
Follow the sound.
Yeah.
You continue down the hallway, or down the passageway, the huge tunnel, and eventually.
Pinky.
Was that?
Sneaky.
Oh yeah, sneaky, of course. Once you make it to the end of the tunnel, you find the source of the water is apparently a small pool in the ground at the end is being fed by a waterfall coming out of a hole high up easily. You know, this part of the tunnel opens up into a small cave 50 feet up. And there's basically an underground waterfall, like from an underground river, pouring down into the into a basin. What's interesting about the basin, the little pool, is that it looks like there's a whirlpool in it. So as fast as the water pours into it, it's pouring out of it to somewhere else as well.
So don't jump in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Make a note on the map.
Right. As you get closer to it to inspect it and check it out, though, Rylar says, I think I see the magic. He's like, over there, it seems like, I can't quite tell, but it seems like a glow in the water. Like the waterfall. No, it's weird. Faint.
In the basin or in the waterfall itself?
Definitely like the waterfall.
So behind the waterfall?
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why you think of that.
How big is the pool from the base of the waterfall?
It's about a 30 by 30 pool.
Okay.
There's some stalagmites and stalactites to the right of it. After inspecting a little closer and further, I'm assuming you guys would, go check stuff out.
Yes.
You notice behind the stalagmites and stalactites, there's a fairly hidden but large walkway, like stone walkway. Not built; it's natural, but it basically goes behind the waterfall. And then there's basically you're looking around and you just see a wall. And I'm assuming you guys have, even though you have dark vision, you would still have a light source going, right?
Yes.
Or maybe you wouldn't. I don't know, because.
Well, I mean, if we all have dark vision.
Yeah, you'd want to stay hidden, so you wouldn't want a light source announcing your presence. So yeah, you look. In this instance, though, because of the waterfall and everything, it's kind of obscured. You might have to get a little closer, and but eventually you come around there, and Rylar says, "That's where the glow is coming from. That stone wall right there behind the water."
What kind of magic is it exuding?
It's the same magic as like we saw before in the poopy pit.
Okay. We'll make a note.
Well,
This is pretty easy to describe in your
do we
notes.
want to try and solve it ourselves?
I'd imagine if we did something that might inadvertently alert them. We are only scouting after all, not.
Hey, Rylar.
Mm-hmm.
Can you use your other eyes and see if you can see through this wall?
Oh, you want me to use it now?
Yes.
Okay, I can do that. Refresh my memory. I said he can use it once per day, right?
Yeah.
Or once per short rest, I think. I have to look it up.
I thought it was once per day.
Is it once per long rest?
I was under the same impression.
All right, then it probably is once per long rest.
What's the, what's it called?
Ghostly gaze? I think that's it. Any rate. All right, so. Yeah, I got there. So, although, yeah, I guess we'll do 5 instead of 2. He on your command, he looks behind it, beyond it.
It's once per short rest.
Oh, and that's the one that lets him see through walls?
Yeah, abilities to see through solid objects to a range of 30 feet for 1 minute. 1 per short rest.
1 per short rest. Okay,
From
cool.
Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Okay. You see him get really close to the wall, like almost nose right up to the wall, so he can see as far as he can. And he's all like, he's basically sticking his face right up on the wall, and it's like, actually he doesn't do it like you did. He just goes and he sticks his face like right up on the wall, like he's trying to read something this close, and he's like, he does not start coughing. Sorry, he says, "Ooh, oh." He holds his mouth for a second. He says, "There's a big tunnel on the other side of here, and there's some guards. They look like dog people."
Dog people?
Uh-huh.
This must be, what do they call the
No.
owls? No, gnolls? Is that what you called them?
I think so.
Based off the report, that's would make sense.
There's 2 dog people, and it looks like there's maybe a couple of those, what do they call them, roach bears?
Roach bears?
Mm-hmm.
Bugbear?
Bugbears, yes.
Oh yeah, those ones.
I bet all of them are guarded.
Would not be surprising.
They got a little mini encampment, and I can see pretty far. Well, I guess not super far. I don't think there's anything beyond. I'm watching for a little while though, and I only see them interacting, and well, I wouldn't use the word interacting. I only see them like jabbering with each other and stuff.
I don't think we should try to go back there.
I agree with Fern. I think in our report we should mention to be mindful of what's on the other side of the door, or walls rather.
Why don't we want to do it? What if it's a secret tunnel that leads over to Sector F?
We'd have to spend time trying to figure out how to open it, and once we open it, it's going to alert them on the other side. And then if they send a runner,
That
they're
could
going to know
mean
that
the
this
Oni
site is
comes to us.
compromised.
But that could also be the bait to bring the Oni to us, definitively.
True.
And if this whirlpool is as deadly as it is, it'd be a shame if someone fell in it.
That's us included, though.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to fight these things with this thing at our back. But then again, we're probably like, well, you guys are way cleverer than those dog peoples.
I wonder if we knock on the door and then hide, if they'll come out.
So you said there's
Hey,
only
100%
about 4 of them, Rylar?
That's all I can see is for the time that I've been watching.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you guys. We can go, we can do what you said and be super extra safe. But you
Well, the first challenge is making it through this wall.
Yeah, we gotta figure out a way to unlock it if we are gonna go through this.
Do we have any spells that could unlock it?
I do not.
You don't think dispel magic would work?
Being that it is not a door.
It is a magical wall.
So I'm gonna let you roll nature. Actually, all of you have some magical abilities. Roll whatever you best fits your character. Like obviously, it'd be arcane knowledge. Fern would be nature, and Lorkris would be probably religion.
Either religion or nature for Lorkris.
Whichever one's better.
They're the same.
So,
29.
29. Wow.
19.
15.
So, both Lorkris and Emillynn think that. Well, Lorkris thinks, yeah, you could probably dispel this, but then Emillynn reminds that dispel magic only tries to dispel the first effect. If you remember correctly, there's 2 effects on these things. So more than likely what would happen is one dispel magic would potentially take down the illusion, and the other one would is iffy. It depends on how, what it's designed to do. If it's designed to, yeah, I mean, it really just depends. It could very well, but it also has to beat the caster level of the person that cast it. So, but it's possible.
Emillynn,
Yes.
do you think this might be of any use? And Lorkris rummages in to the bag of holding and pulls out the scroll of knock. We haven't had to really unlock many doors. I know this is not a door, but if it is a lock of some kind, would it?
If it is a lock of some kind, it's possible it may be trapped as well. So there's a lot we need to think about before even trying to attempt to open this door.
If you inspected it, Miss Ray, could you see if it's trapped?
I could. I'm gonna investigate it for traps. 12.
You're not sure. You don't think it's trapped, but you're not 100% sure.
Not 100% sure. But I don't think I want to chance it.
The only other correct me if I'm wrong, this scroll of knock, doesn't that make a loud noise?
It does.
So even if it's arguably not successful, it could, I'm sure they would hear it. And that could make them open the door. Force them to open it. If it doesn't unlock it. I don't know if it would work that way or not. Mechanically. I understand it's kind of a stretch. But
yeah, you're just role playing your character's ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it would function that way, but if it at least attempted to unlock, it would make quite the sound if I understand how this works. Could
Yes,
use that
Fern?
to bait them.
Is there any plant life or anything in the water?
No. That miasma, that kind of weird. It seems almost like a light, like I said, like a light fog. It's so light that it's almost like a fog that's constantly dissipating. You get the sense that it's more of a sort of like an arcane gas, and your character gets, the more time you're exposed to it, the more disgusted you are by it, and Lorkris a little bit too. You think it's some sort of, you don't think it's something that's intentionally created so much as it is some sort of, where the land is kind of corrupted, and so it's why there's pretty much no life throughout the mines except for, you know, obviously the soldiers and the adventurers and yourselves.
No, guys.
So I'm gonna let you roll an arcane knowledge check to kind of think about whether you think the knock would work on this thing, considering that it's a mixture of two different things, two different types of magic.
24.
So you do get the sense that it is a magical door that is arcane locked, that basically requires a magical command to open, and that the illusion spell that's on it is simply there to make it look like it's part of, and look and feel like it's part of the stone wall facade. And so if the knock spell beats the let me take a look at 5e knock real quick here. So knock. Choose an object that you can see within range. The object can be a door, a box, a chest, a set of manacles, a padlock, or another object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access. A target that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred. If this object has multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked. If you choose a target that is held shut with arcane lock, that spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which time the target can be opened and shut normally. When you cast the spell, a loud knock audible from as far away as 300 feet emanates from the target object.
Warn like the entire army that we are here.
It's only 300 feet.
Only. That goes
But
through
I mean,
the walls.
That is true. However, if we are to be searching for this Oni, it could be a reason for them to know that there's something here that has found a wall or one of these tunnels, and who else but us.
Any other adventuring group?
I mean, to find one of these doors.
Rylar, I had a question.
Yes.
So, if we open it, and it turns out it was a bad idea, and we gotta, like, retreat, which I know we haven't really ever done before, but if we do, is there, like, some sort of thing that we could do to, like, hold them back or slow them or like, basically ruin this door or something?
I mean, I imagine if Fern, are you able to your erupting earth?
Yeah. I could do a erupting earth.
Could you target that at the apex of the opening and cause a cave-in?
I can also transmute rock to mud.
You have that for the day? You chose it for the day? Nice. I'm gonna
I didn't think about preparing wall of stone though.
So looking at the structure of the stone around, it looks pretty thick. You don't think her erupting earth would collapse the door if you opened it? But looking close at the surrounding area, remember I told you there's a walkway behind stalagmites and stalactites. You're pretty sure, as fragile as stalagmites and stalactites are, that if you did the erupting earth on that, it would basically collapse that area. So then they would actually have to find a way over the
Water.
whirlwind or the vortex. The what do I call it?
Whirlpool.
The whirlpool. Yeah.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
As if we want to pursue this.
Or we can just collapse it anyways and call it a day.
And that would be some fair bit of disruption.
I mean, we just need to make some noise and let them know that we're here. If we collapse it and they come through of their own volition, and we just go, hi, from the other side.
So then you want to make a sound.
What?
Oh, I get it.
Druid.
What'd she do?
From the other side.
What's that from?
I'm trying to be family friendly, so I'm just
Yes. So, I mean, we could use the scroll. Or we could leave it be and kind of... Yes.
I like the idea of, we get off of this thing, and then I erupting earth it, and then they would know that we are here. They'll tell their Onis, and then the Onis will come look for us, and then we don't have to deal with those guys because they can't come out of that door. And then we just kind of like sneak around and pretend to be sneaky. You're really loud though. I have to focus extra hard on you being quiet when we're trying to sneak with you.
Ooh, me too.
Yes, I'm aware, you two, in your heavy armor.
So, yeah, especially Rylar, he's always clunking about.
It's that helmet, it's really loud.
This helmet's fine.
So, out of character basically boils down
Yeah.
to if you want to just collapse it and call it a day, or which you have three options, right? You can just ignore it and just move on and make a note for the MGA. 2, you could collapse stuff now as a potential to block it off and slow people down. 3, you could explore it by trying out the knock spell on it and rushing the guards on the other side. And see what's beyond. Really depends on what you guys think is the wisest thing for you and for your overall plan.
I personally would want to save all of our spells and stuff from when we do fight the Oni and team.
I like the
So
idea.
keep in mind, looking at the map, it's, there's a lot of ground to cover. You're going to have to go into K and scout it. Scout it doesn't necessarily mean assault it, but it could mean that, right? And then, so, just in general, you don't know how long it's going to take to potentially encounter, since they didn't know where you're at, it might be, if you're right and you're hoping you are, if the Oni team is hunting you, it's going to take time for them to find you, just like it's just going to take time for you to find them.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that connects to K.
Yeah, but do we want to be going into the back door to K with just the 4 of us?
But would they expect that if we're scouting?
They wouldn't, but we don't know what all is stationed at K.
Would we rather try to take the back way in and identify, or come frontal assault? I mean, not to say that we're going to assault it, but if we're going to come from the front, that's the most obvious direction to come from. I imagine they feel pretty confident that most people haven't found this location, otherwise there'd be a lot more contested.
But remember, we are going to be making a lot of noise.
how far is it from here on the map, from here to K? And I keep getting off of it on it again. You do make note that from this point to K is 2.5 miles. So that can be a factor in your thinking.
All Rylar saw was at least 4, but I'm sure that range was limited. We don't know if there's anything further past what Rylar could see. And if we come in through the door and we take out these 4, what's to make us think that there isn't anything else there that can run back to K and say, hey, something's going on.
Rylar says, oh, 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 oh.
Yes, Rylar.
But then wouldn't that pull some of them away? So if we decided we wanted to then loop back around the front way, then I don't know. Like we're almost like tricking them to splitting them.
Could we just knock on the door?
Okay, let's put it to a vote. Who wants to go through the door? Raise your hand. Okay. All right, I guess.
I was trying to make arguments to go though, Miss Ray. So I was trying to be on your side, but I kind of want to go through the door just for fun.
I think if we have an opportunity to sneak into K in this manner, I think it would be wise. We would have a lot of contested ground in front of us going through the front where it's known and obvious.
Yes, Fern.
Forgot that I have this. Do you remember that spell that I can turn people into farts?
You can what?
Remember I turned you into a fart?
God, you had that.
What? I don't remember
So
what
yeah,
you
it's called. Yeah, it's called gaseous form, but it's funnier to call it a fart.
Oh yeah.
If there is enough space between like out here and through the no, because it's magical and stuff.
Yeah, there's no space. There's no.
Never mind.
Okay.
I liked your thought though.
Was another idea. Anyways, we prepare with my stick. What should we do? Just all stand here ready to rush in and hit them?
I mean, if we're going to do anything, I feel using the scroll is going to save the most amount of our resources.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want
And I
to
believe-
cast a quick dispel magic on the illusion part before we knock it, or just knock it and see how it works?
I mean, if we know that this is a illusionary facade, I imagine we could pass right through it, yeah?
No, because you hit it with your stick and it didn't work.
But I hit a solid object on the backside of it.
The door is a solid object.
No, actually, so it didn't work. That just to be clear, what you hit, you felt like your stat, like the way the illusion of this door has been crafted. What you hit was stone, not like. I mean, it's an interesting kind of unique mixture of magic. So. But it is entirely possible that if you either have the command word or suppress the arcane lock, that it might actually just work like the door as it is, you know?
Yeah.
But if you remember the spell knock, it says if it unlocks an arcane lock, you can open it and close it for 10 minutes. If the door ends up closing behind us, we can't knock our way out of it again without trying to find the mechanism to open it.
He could speak with the dead. He could always ask one of them, like, what is the password?
Oh, Miss
No, I
Fern, you're
have
so
not.
smart. You're so clever, Miss Fern.
Oh, I can do it.
I will say, though, I may be able to speak to the dead. That does not mean they have to be truthful.
Let alone speak the same language.
Right? It has to be,
Well, you show the eye. Show them the eye. And just be, look at, I'm the scary eye person, too.
right,
I
needs
need you
be-
to tell me the password to this door. And pretend like they're all different or something. You can lie to the dead.
Yeah, you're right. It can lie if it wants to.
Mhm. Yeah, if you're hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy, the spell doesn't. Yeah. The answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer truthful answers if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy. But I mean, it would still be worth a try.
That's an idea.
I mean, might as well. Yeah.
Do you want me to cast the spell magic?
Let's just try to knock without it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Lorkris will grab the scroll of knock.
Knock an
Now-
arcane spell?
What's that?
Knock's an arcane spell?
Is an arcane spell?
Yeah, it's an arcane spell, isn't it?
Yes, knock is an arcane spell. So you
So
probably want to
either-
give it to her.
Either myself or Rylar needs to cast it from the scroll.
Yeah. What is the hang on.
I said the pool was 50 feet across, right?
I just said 30.
If I said
I think
30, I
I said
meant to say
30,
50. My bad.
Do we get squares today?
Oh. Sorry. Ruined your fun there.
It's okay.
Um,
I knew you were going to flip it.
yeah.
Of course you did.
So I will hand it over. I'll hand the scroll over to Emillynn. It is a second level scroll.
Okay.
It is not really high. How you can cast it. Yeah, so is it on your spell list? I think it's on your spell list as a bard, right?
No, it is not on my spell list, but generally with arcane scrolls, they can be read by somebody who can cast arcane spells, just like divine scrolls can only be cast by divine spellcasters.
Gotcha.
So if I had a divine scroll, I could not cast it because I do not have divine spells.
Got it. If the spell is on your class's spell list but of a higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check using your spell casting ability to determine whether you can cast it successfully.
Mm-hmm.
That DC is 12.
Yep.
This scroll contains a second level spell. The spell's saving throw DC is 13. And attack bonus is +5. Um. Yep. So, Emillynn, you now have a second level scroll of knock.
Woohoo!
All right, where do you guys want to position yourself? As you can see, there's roughly 30 to 35 feet before the edge where the water's kind of flowing over.
I want to stand right next to Miss Ray.
Okay.
Lorkris should be ready to just, if the door is able to open, he's just gonna go in and start swinging.
Okay.
Opportunity. Just.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it. Is this
Surprise,
good for you two? So this is the where you kind of figure where the door's at. It looks like it's about 40 feet across, and actually would be more than that. Not 40 feet. Sorry, like
20,
no,
25.
30 feet across and about 40 feet high.
It's a heavy door.
Well, not really a door, right? It's really more
Well,
of a. It doesn't like open like a door. Well, you don't know yet. You haven't tried it. You don't know. Where do you guys want Rylar?
Rylar can be next to Lorkris.
To me.
yeah. I think next to Lorkris makes the most sense.
All right.
All right, are we ready, team?
No. But let's do it.
All right. So you cast knock. It makes that loud click sound. It's super loud, like it can be heard across a football field, right? Mm-hmm. But suddenly, very quickly, the stone appears to evaporate, and behind it is basically just like plain kind of flat stone wall. Not like just when I say wall, it's I guess I should come over here so you guys can see me when I'm describing. It's just it's as if the curvature and rough edges of the stone wall have kind of vanished. They kind of dissolve, and suddenly instead there's just this flat granite there, and then that suddenly goes and just like all the way across, designed to be able to move quite a few troops through, as you can tell. This large, 40 or 30 feet across and 40 feet high. But basically, it's just this giant opening now. Just it's as if the stone just goes almost like a. You guys remember? Did you see the original movie Alien?
Long
No?
time ago, but yeah.
All right. Well, maybe when they were crawling through the air ducts, they could close off sections of the air ducts with this like it was almost like a metal sphincter, right? and that's
like an
kind of what
iris.
happens with this stone. But instead of it being like a sphincter, it just kind of it goes really quickly.
Oh, like an iris on a camera.
Yeah, like an iris on a camera, right? It just goes zoom, and then suddenly there's a giant kind of it's kind of a square, and yeah, on the other side there's a very wide tunnel
And a bunch of gnolls that are like, eh?
You're like, oh! Yeah. You see. Hang on, I gotta draw this right. They all, spin around to see you guys.
Do they utter a ruh-roh?
So I'm gonna show off a couple of them here.
Mhm.
Raggy. Maybe I can get them all to stand on my hand. I don't think so. I got an idea though.
What you got? Why I'm looking.
On me.
Yeah, I figured, but
Oh, that's not. Is that?
Hmm.
There we go.
Yes.
Hmm.
Nice. That's super cool.
I like how there's just like a blonde knoll.
Yeah, he's Super Saiyan.
Your mother was a hamster.
You also happen to notice a couple of goblins that were farther back that you can see now that Rylar couldn't see.
Beyond.
Because they were, this guy was just in his range. The goblins were farther back. They didn't get to hang out at the main encampment.
They're not part of the cool kids.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I will say there were. It was two goblins and the goblin captain.
Oh, my favorite to kill.
They're like over here. They don't get the benefit of the fire and everything. They're all picked on by the big ones. And yeah, so you sort of surprise them, but because of the knock spell, you don't really get an element of surprise. So roll initiative.
My total is what you rolled.
Just gonna wash my hands. You can tell them my roll.
Yeah.
Fern.
13.
Lorkris.
15.
Ray.
10.
All right. Okay. Oh wow, okay, interesting. It's the first time I've seen you guys roll so terrible, but it's okay.
It happens.
It does happen. Um, As you can see, the bugbears, one of the bugbears has just got a battle axe and not much in the way of armor. The other one's wearing some sort of like half plate. The gnolls are effectively wearing the same kind of armor, some sort of scale mail. So, yeah. They definitely seem better equipped than your average, what you had seen in the field before. Just so you know. Okay.
'Nice.
Looks like the gnolls actually get to go first. Because, yeah, initiative 17. One of the gnolls opens fire with his longbow. He's got 4 targets that just opened up the big door. He's not sure who to shoot. He sees a big target. Big shiny target. Lorkris, one of the gnolls, shoots a bow at you. For will a 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay. And 3 points of damage as the arrow kind of grazes your shoulder. Doesn't even stick in completely. And then the other gnoll, the one with this halberd axe thing, sees a little meaty target and goes after.
Does he come within 10 feet of me?
It does.
Yep.
Cool. As soon as he hits 10 feet, pole arm sentinel.
Sadly, his 10. Well, actually, let me think for a second. Is it his 10 feet? Well, does that actually stop them in their tracks with Sentinel?
If I hit, it will.
Interesting. Okay, so as soon as he comes within range of the two of you, within your 10-foot range, make your Sentinel attack.
$25 to hit.
That definitely hits. Jesus, I forgot what you're adding to your rolls.
Plus 13.
13.
Yeah. So my regular to hit is plus 11, and Glaive of the Polearm Master is a plus 2.
Oh, it's a plus 2
2
magical weapon?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I went OP with you. Cool, all right. But you have a regular plus 11? Oh yeah, because your strength is a 20.
24.
Your strength is a 24?
Yeah, Belt of the Hill Giant strength.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. And then you also have a proficiency of what? 5?
4.
Or 4?
Plus, my proficiency bonus is +4, yeah.
A 4. Well, 6 and 4 is 10.
So my regular dagger is a +11 to hit. Like,
So if he's got his 24, it's a +7.
yeah, on strength.
Oh, that's right. 22 is a +6. Yeah, 24 is a +7. Yeah, Jesus. Okay. I didn't realize we'd done that for you. Okay, cool. So the null doesn't even get in within enough range to hit Fern because Lorkris protected her.
18 damage total.
Okay. And then it stops him in his tracks.
Yep.
So he can't actually do anything else. That's all he can do is turn. And so now it's initiative 15, Lorkris.
Cool. Look at that. I'm just gonna hit him again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 29 to hit on the first one. Second one. 24 to hit. First damage is 13. Second damage is 16. And then yeah. That'll end my turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of stay right where I'm at.
He's tore up but barely still standing. And now it is initiative 14, which is the bugbearers. It's your initiative.
It's a new round for me, so my reaction comes back.
It doesn't matter. He's not within your range.
The one closest to Rylar?
Oh,
is not within
what do you
10
mean
feet?
it's a new round for you? This is the beginning.
So I used my reaction for the first one, and then since it's my round, everything comes back. So can a reactionary hit the one that just moved up to Rylar?
So an entire turn hasn't come around. Your reaction was on this.
Is it?
On this combat turn.
Yeah, it's still first round of combat.
This is the first round of combat.
I
thought it always comes back at the beginning, at the start of your turn.
No.
Or at the end of your turn. No. Okay. No.
No.
Then
it's your reaction only lasts for one round. We started which means one round of combat, right? So it has to come back around to your round.
Okay. Fair enough.
Never mind.
It's fair. It is very fair.
So let's see. Fern, what's your armor class? 17?
16.
I thought we got you some new gear to fix that.
No.
Otherwise, it'd be like 14.
What about you? Was it you?
I have
who
a
got the new-
17.
All right. Okay. Bugbear. So an 18 will hit you with
Yes.
his Morning Star. For 8 points of damage. And then against Rylar, the Bugbear's weapon clinks off of his shield. And did you have any reactions that you wanted to do?
Yes. That's my reaction.
What you doing?
He needs to make a Constitution saving
No, tell me what you're
throw.
doing before you tell me what I need to do.
Oh, it's my Halo of Spores.
Right. Okay, so your halo of spores reaches out and touches him. And he makes a con save, you say?
Yes. DC 17.
Now he missed it by 1.
Necrotic damage.
Let's see, that's bugbear number 2. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Fate. It does say in the player's handbook under reactions on page 190, when you take a reaction, you can't take another one until the start of your next turn. So
that's where it's like, my turn hadn't started, so I had started my next turn.
No, your turn already did start because you attacked
the bugbear went first.
that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay.
So it's until the start of your next turn, right? You've already taken your turn. You attacked him. So you had a all right, I understand where the confusion lies.
Yeah,
it's because he went first, but that has nothing to do with the turns of combat, right? He went first. Your reaction was effectively you used your reaction for your turn of this turn of combat. Is that more clear?
No, yeah. I just
Okay.
in reading it, it's the you get it back at the start of your next turn. So my turn had started after I did my reaction.
No, your turn. Okay. It doesn't work that way.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not arguing.
No, I know you're
sense.
not. I just want everybody to understand, and folks in chat. So once you roll initiative, that's the first combat turn. Doesn't matter if your turn is before somebody else's or not. If you use your reaction during that turn, then you get 1 reaction for that turn, and then you don't get it until your next turn. So technically speaking, even though your turn hadn't started, it's still your turn. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that's fine.
All right. I'm hoping everybody in chat understands too. All right, where were we? The bugbears were going?
Yes.
All right, Fern, your turn. I'm not trying to be cheesy for you. I just want
no,
okay.
not at all. I mean, arguably, I feel like it's a little imbalanced in some. That was a little imbalanced in some way, but I just wanted
You mean your idea was
that
imbalanced?
clarification.
Or
Oh, just like had a reaction on that first one. Hey, look, it's my turn. Smack that guy. Next guy comes up. Oh, reaction hit. Like, based on the wording, it can be arguably interpreted one way, but that's why I was like hesitant to be like, do I hit him again?
As a fellow Magic the Gathering player, I totally get why you viewed it the way you viewed it. You have to undo that kind of thinking, unfortunately, because it's not Magic the Gathering. The combat turn starts when the combat turn starts, and I think you get it now. So, and you're right.
Yeah, totally.
It would be totally OP on both sides. Like if the monsters could do that too, that would be,
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, Fern.
You okay, Fern?
I'm sleepy. But that's okay. It's just because like I mentally know my alarm's going off at 3:30 in the morning, so
You got to
like,
get
my
up
brain's
super
just-
early again?
For quite some time now.
for a while. But it's fine.
Man, you couldn't tell them, no, I don't want to get up that early since I'm up late on Saturday nights?
I said I would do it until we get that next person that's getting trained.
I
And then
gotcha.
I told her I'm not doing it any longer.
Okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be routing in on your personal business. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
I hate it.
I'm sure you do. I don't like it either.
I have to get up and then figure out how to go back to bed and then get back up again.
Well, I'm just angry on Fern's behalf, on Druid's behalf. So
Yeah. It's okay. She's a trooper. She kind of cares, kind of doesn't,
well,
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure you'll make it through this combat pretty quick, guys. So don't you worry. We'll wrap up right after this. Okay. So, I believe it's your turn, Fern.
Yes. I am going to cast Erupting Earth where those 3 little goblins are.
Are you being forward thinking?
I don't want to deal with them later.
You don't want to deal with them later. You don't want to deal with them running off and warning somebody, is that it?
Exactly.
Yep. Like I said, you're thinking several steps ahead. I'm impressed. All right. She'd be
They're
a
also
scary
really close
magic
together.
player. Holy, have you ever taught her to play magic?
Yes.
I didn't get it at the time when he was teaching me. I was very confused.
Maybe
but now I
someday
get
in
it.
the future, if we live in the same city or if we come visit or something, we can all play
absolutely.
magic and
I can teach you how to play Druid.
yeah, if she
Oh, yeah.
she'd probably get it a bit even easier from oh man, you guys, she'd be vicious. taught by you.
yeah.
Ooh. All right. Anyway, so
They must make a
they roll a
dexterity
saving throw,
17. Dex.
a dex save. Okay. They all failed. What happens now?
Damage.
And what's the
25 points of bludgeoning damage.
before we
That's a
go there?
20-foot
What's the
cube.
radius?
20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. So it gets them all.
20 foot. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So
Difficult
I'm
terrain
gonna.
and
You said it's how much damage?
25.
20. Oh, what is the die damage?
What do you like?
Just tell. I get that you rolled 25. I was just curious for my own sake. How
many dice are you rolling and what kind of dice?
Yeah.
Oh, 3d12.
Wow, you did 25 on a 3d12? That's not bad. So you straight up, as Dagoth likes to put it, you murk the 2 regular goblins. They immediately go down.
Fern lets it take out groups of enemies.
And tear up the
More the
knees of the
merrier.
other one, who's hurting really bad now. And anything else from you, Fern?
Bonus action cast Shillelagh.
Bonus action Shillelagh. Excellent. All right. Rylar's up next. Rylar's all like, oh, you guys tell me what you want me to do. And then he's going to purple beamer, you roach bear, and shoots the roach bear in front of him. Hits him twice for 10 points of damage. Okay, that's Rylar. Ray.
All right. I'm focusing on this guy in the back with the shiny metal covering his body.
So, by the way, he's covered in metal. He has metal armor. He has metal armor. This guy is mostly like hide and leather and stuff. But yeah,
I'm gonna cast heat metal on this guy's armor.
the guy in the back. Gotcha.
Yes. At level 2.
What does that do again?
So
I mean, at level 2. I know what it does, but what
it's
does
2d8 fire damage.
it makes a reflex save on his turn or something? Is that right?
Creature in physical
sorry.
contact. Until the spell ends, I can use my bonus action on each subsequent turn to cause this damage again. Makes a Constitution saving throw or drop the object. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on its rolls and ability checks.
So you need to tell me what you're casting it on. You're not casting it on him.
Yeah, I'm casting it on the
On his
armor.
armor he's wearing. I
Yes.
get it. So he's gonna have to take his whole round to pull it off if that's what he wants to do.
Yes. He's
But
gonna
in
make
the
a
meantime, it's-
DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Is it on immediately or on his turn? That's all I wanted to know.
It looks like it's immediately because it doesn't say on its turn.
Yeah, look, we've used this spell many times. It's every turn.
Yeah, but then it says until the spell ends, I can use a bonus action on each of subsequent turns to cause damage again.
Oh, you have to use a bonus action each time. So,
Yes.
but either way, you can. Okay.
Yeah, so it happens on my turn.
And it's only 2d8.
yeah, it's second level.
I thought it was more than that. For
No.
some reason. Okay. He completely fails his saving throw. Rolled 3.
Woo!
10 points of fire damage.
Woo!
He's not happy about that. And then finally, the goblin captain.
Oh, I have a bonus action.
Oh, if you use your bonus action, then you won't be able to.
No, I cast the spell on this turn. It's any turn after I can use my bonus action.
Okay.
My bonus action for this turn,
Ooh.
I am going to say, Lorkris, Fern, Philip loves you.
Gotcha. All right. Lorkris
In a
and Fern
sing-songy voice.
are lit up. All right.
You guys get your D8s?
Loves you.
So Goblin Captain panics. So it's difficult terrain for him, so he can only move at half speed. So he looks like he's making a break for it, but he can only basically just go 5, 10, get out of the field. He'll be able to take off after this. And that's what he does on his turn. Top of the round, the gnolls. The gnoll that you stopped in your tracks, that's in your melee range, closes distance with you and attacks you. The other one, does he also take damage on your turn, or it's only, or on his turn? No, it's only on your
my
turn.
turn.
Right. He is not like that, but he doesn't really realize quite yet what's going on. He thought he was hit by some sort of spell, not that his armor is heating up. So he's gonna try and take a shot at you, and misses by a mile. Rolled a 5, and then the other one is gonna attack
he has
Lorkris.
disadvantage.
Oh, well, he might fumble. I didn't remember that part. No, he didn't fumble, but he missed badly.
Okay, if he doesn't drop it, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Woo!
Wow, the axe wielding guy completely swishes like you just. Lorkris deftly dodges aside as he goes. Rrr! And so the gnolls are done. Now it's Lorkris' turn.
I mean, the threat in the face gets a glaive to the face. 29 on the first one.
All right. What's your minimum damage? Your first attack against the gnoll in front of you lops his leg off, and he crumbles to the ground dead. You are within reach of the bugbear
The
next
one
to
by
Rylar
Rylar.
if you want to stay where you're at.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing at the one in front of Rylar.
Alternatively, just throwing this out there, if you move here, you'll be in reach of both of these guys because of your reach.
But I'll also be flanked.
No, they would have to close
No.
distance with you
Oh, then yes, I would like to at least step up.
because they don't have reach. You do.
They don't have. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget.
We're used to fighting things with reach.
That is correct. I'm used to fighting things that can hit me just as far as I can hit them.
Oh yeah, because of all the giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, if they're not, I don't provoke an opportunity attack if I were to leave that space. Then
No, that's my point. That's why I said you
Gotcha.
could move here, and then you'd be
Ooh.
able to hit either one of them.
Ooh. Well, that guy's getting away.
You have other-
Well, but you're not a ranged guy, and
I know, but okay, yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Okay,
you could always
I'll-
command Rylar to do it.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, purple beamer's at range, don't he?
Yes,
And it's got crazy
Yeah.
range. What, 100 and something feet or 100 feet?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna swing at the one in front of Rylar,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna also tell Rylar to hit the little one that's trying to run away.
Gotcha. Great commanding. Good. Now roll it.
25 to hit.
Definitely.
No.
That's not a roll. That is cocked. Ooh. Max damage, 19.
Gotcha. You messed that bugbear up pretty good. Still up, but yeah. All right. So that is Lorkris' turn. Fern. No, I'm sorry. The bugbears.
Wait, that was Lorkris' turn to start a new
Yes.
round?
Yes.
That's my reaction. Lorkris!
Yes, man.
Phillips has hit him again.
Yup.
Natural 20.
Okay. You lop that bugbear's head right the hell off. That's exactly what you hear. You hear a sound as his head goes spinning.
And then the last little bit is I'll look at the archer and just point the glaive and again it's like, yeah, you're next.
Nice. All right. Now.
Philip is very excited about that that kill.
If you want to roll just to know how much damage you did, feel free.
Oh, sure.
Don't forget to add the extra d8.
I'll have the bugbears go ahead. The bugbear that's left go ahead and attack Fern. And misses Fern.
Woohoo!
17.
17 total,
Wow.
even with the crit.
I rolled 2 2s.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Your minimum damage. What's your minimum damage?
Minimum damage would be 10.
10.
Oh, so you actually
10,
had a shot of
11.
not killing this guy, but you would have had to roll all ones and not crit. So yeah. But yeah, it was enough. It was definitely enough. You still. All right. So this bugbear missed Fern. Now it's Fern's turn. Can't hear
Fern,
you.
we can't hear you.
I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the goblin that's running away.
What's the range of Chill Touch?
120.
120 feet.
All right. That's what you want to do. You wait a minute. I forgot. I don't usually do, like, if she's engaged with somebody and she casts spells.
It's
that
disadvantage because he's within 5 feet and it's a ranged thing.
If I remembered that, I would have hit the guy.
Yeah, because it's Rylar has the no disadvantage at close range.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause they're
I'll
up in
back
your
it up just because you forgot. You are new at this. It's okay. You want to do something else. You have your shillelagh.
I want to hit the guy in front of me.
Okay.
What do I think it is?
It's natural.
That is a confirmed natural 20.
All right. Roll it.
Look at you guys critting right in a row.
Yeah.
Philip decided to crit.
True.
That's Philip's nat 20.
9 points of damage.
That was the crit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you roll like a 1?
No, I
Roll-
rolled a 2.
I mean, painful crits.
Yeah, yeah. She hits him in his funny bone. Oh! And, all right, so that's the Fern's turn. 13, 12, 11. Rylar was like, you got it, boss. First attack goes at the goblin back there. And that'll hit. And that'll take out the goblin captain in the back of the head with a purple beamer blast. And then his second attack, since no one told him, he's just gonna shoot the other gnoll.
Yeah.
That'll do. Oh, almost max damage there. Nice. Okay. Rylar's done. Goblins are done. Top of the round, the Knoll.
Hey.
Did I skip you?
Yes, I'm the bottom of the round.
Okay,
10.
actually the goblins are the bottom of the round, but now you're the new bottom of the round. Sorry. Your
You
turn.
skipped me.
It's because you're so sexy.
Because you're too OP. Warbard for life.
Warbard.
All right, well, for my turn, I am going to purple beamer the guy that I heat metaled.
And I'm assuming you're going to bonus action heat metal him again?
Yes.
Okay.
First attack is a 25.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Second Eldritch Blast is a 16.
That's a miss.
Okay.
He actually deflects off of his armor.
That is 9 points of damage.
9?
9.
9!
And then, as my bonus action, I'm going to go feel the heat.
And he rolls a...
Constitution save.
Okay. Is it half damage or no damage?
I think it's...
So it makes a Constitution saving throw or drop the object. If it doesn't drop the object, it has. So I guess he doesn't take damage, but he has disadvantage on his next attack if he doesn't drop the object. That's heating metal.
Okay. He failed to save. I'm pretty sure. What's your DC?
18.
Yeah, he failed. This guy would have to roll crazy good to actually succeed.
Yeah, my spell save DC is an 18.
You do.
I got double 8s.
Holy crap!
I got double 8s.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't know there's 16 points of damage.
He's like, ah! You see him
like
freak out. You see his armor like literally start glowing orange, and he's like, ah! The little doggy face. Ah!
Almost kind of like he stepped on a bee.
Yeah. And or yeah. Or he licked a lemon. Have you ever seen a dog lick a lemon?
Yes. Used to do it all the time.
All right, so that was a nice turn there. That was on your
Bottom of
turn,
the round.
right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, now it's top of the round. Now it's its turn. Oh, it's gonna take its turn to take its armor off. And then it is Lorkris' turn.
I'm gonna follow through with that threat.
You didn't want to take
Or
care
that
of
promise.
the one that you're already in range of?
I mean, I made a promise to that one. You're next. That's what I'm doing. He also has range, and I don't.
So you're gonna charge him?
Or are you going to
Yep.
move up within 10 feet?
I'm gonna
can
move
charge
up
him.
within my 10 feet. Yeah.
I mean, you can charge if you want. Charge. Does charge do anything in 5th ed?
No.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
No. I mean, if you want to educate.
We could use
on,
the 3.5 rule. It's really simple. When you charge,
Yeah.
you get an additional +2 to hit, but then for your next turn, it's -2 on your AC. But you know, if you're confident you're going to hit anyway, then honestly, there's no point.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if Lorkris was going to charge, he would charge and like tackle, like that would be like that full on like.
Okay.
That's where he would use that, but with
So
the
you're-
glaive, it doesn't make sense. At
So
least
you're just
currently.
going to basically rush up and spear him in the gut.
Yep.
25.
And your minimum damage pushes his intestines out of his back.
How much? Oh,
You used all of your.
was that all of my movement to make it up there?
25.
No. Yeah. No. Okay.
It's actually 20 feet because he was
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make
Oh,
sense
you're right.
to.
5, 10, 15, 20. 5. Oh, you can actually get back in range of this thing.
Cool. Second attack.
Good on you, baby. I forgot that he had moved up.
Yeah. He moved up.
I was the one who suggested it.
Yeah, he moved 5 feet, so he was in range both.
Both of them, yeah.
Natural 18 on the die. It's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny. This time it's Lorkris who's cleaning house with all this fodder. What do they call this? Trash mob?
Oh yeah, trash mobs, or a term I used a lot when I played Destiny and Destiny 2. All the ads.
All the ads.
These are all the additional enemies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Take out
So
the
roll
ads.
your damage.
13.
Okay. That was Lorkris' excellent turn. It is now its turn. It attempts to, unbeknownst to it because of Sentinel, it attempts to disengage.
Okay.
So it's going to try and run away. It's the
25.
last of it's all effed up. You guys have wiped out everybody else. And so, but your Sentinel goes off, right?
Yep. 25 hits,
Freezes him in his spot.
and another 13.
Okay, he's not dead, but he's damn near close to it. And his turn is done, effectively, because he was trying to disengage. Wow, that's such a mean move. And that was 14, 13. Fern, you want to do the honors?
Smack him.
I'm gonna go run up to it, and
Right.
I'm going to smack it with my stick.
You're gonna crush that roach.
21 to hit.
Okay, you bonk him on the nose, and he just falls over dead.
8
got
points
one.
of damage.
Yeah, he was at 1 hit point, so.
Use that one.
Yeah, you smash his face in. He did.
Even if she didn't, I've been like, burn!
Hit him
Philip says hit him
again.
again.
Yes.
And
That's all I wanted.
quickly paying attention, looking around, the rest of you guys, you know, trying to look out the edge of your vision to see if there's anybody else you missed. You don't hear or see anyone. The passives with the really high perception, you and her and Rylar, don't hear anybody running away. Look around real quick to see if there's anybody else. Nope. You slew the guard. They were not expecting somebody, A, to get through the door so easily and quickly, and B, to, if they did, they didn't expect somebody strong enough to take out this team so fast. You guys went in like Navy SEAL style. Like
Yeah,
Delta
kicking doors
Force
and throwing-
style.
Yeah.
Huh?
Kicking doors and throwing nades.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
Everyone, though it seems that the coast is clear, I do know that that knock made quite the sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think waiting here for maybe a few minutes before we disembark may not be the worst idea.
Well, we have to loot the bodies and get the toes.
That is true. And imagine throwing the rest of the bodies in the pool.
Okay, so this was how many?
Ryder's
rolls?
like, oh, so we're gonna give him a burial at sea. Huh.
So it was one goblin
Yes.
captain.
Yeah, a goblin captain, 2 gobbos, 2 gnolls, 2 bugbears.
Because I gotta keep track of how much gold we're bringing into Jocko.
To
Now keep in mind that the gnolls and the bugbears were a little bit better equipped. So put a little +1 next to each of them. That would mean that their challenge rating was up by +1 each.
Okay, what's their challenge rating?
A normal bugbear is 1.
So challenge rating 2 with the
Right.
+1.
Yeah. A normal goblin is a quarter, so 2 of them is a half. The goblin boss is a 1. The goblins were not enhanced. The gnolls, why did they close that?
Did the bugbears were a plus
So the
one?
bug
Yeah.
are +1s. Their normal challenge rating is
So these gnolls seemed a lot stronger than you guys have heard about gnolls. If you had to guess, they were probably a plus. They were probably a challenge rating 2 each.
bugbears are a challenge rating 1.
The bugbears by
Normally.
themselves normally are a challenge rating 1, but these, because of their enhancements, were challenge rating 2. Gnolls are technically only a half challenge rating each, but these guys, you're sure, were probably a challenge rating 2 each.
And then the goblins are CR ones.
They're
No.
CR 0.25 each.
Yeah, the goblins are effectively a 0.5. Well, if you count the boss, to simplify it, we'll say that the goblin boss, I did enhance him a little bit. We'll say the goblins together, all in all, was a challenge rating 2. If you want to like.
Okay.
Because I did enhance their. Actually, now I think about it, their armor class was a little bit better, and their hit points were a little bit better. So yeah, I'd say they were two halves for a 1, and then a 1 for the other guy. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, wow, you guys,
We found a back way in. Well, Rylar found a back way in.
maybe. Well, you guys as a team found a back way in because you just happened to see it, and you guys figured out how to get through it, and made the choice. We'll see if it turns out to be a good choice. You don't know yet. So far, so good, right?
Yes.
And it may not go where you think it goes, but then again,
That is true.
you know, it
That is
might.
true.
It's true.
Do we?
Well, we should
So-
get rid of their bodies.
I mean, yeah. In case anything comes by, I don't know. We have about 10 minutes until that wall comes back up.
We don't know.
No, actually, you do.
Oh.
Remember, the knock
Yeah, 'cause
spell
it's-
suppresses it for 10 minutes.
Oh.
So, my question would be, do we brave it and head forward through this tunnel and leave this walkway accessible? Or do we collapse the walkway and make it a no return for anybody?
Do we really want to collapse our potential only escape?
We would also have to find a way back through this wall when we come back to it.
Well, if we check their pockets, maybe they have a note.
So in your investigation, you find a couple of gold pouches.
I rolled a 31 for my investigation.
That's crazy. Okay, a couple of gold pouches, effectively 30 gold amongst all of the creatures here. Not a lot. And the armor actually on the guys is decent, but you don't feel like, going to the trouble of getting the armor and equipment. You do make note though that stamped in certain, on the heralds of these guys is the cult symbol for all of them. Okay, and you do also make note that I forgot what we were talking about.
Oh, trying to see if they had the command word.
Yeah, sadly, these guys probably are not high enough in rank to be given the ability to open or close the thing. If they're just to guard it in case somebody gets through, and their instructions are probably to run and get help, but you guys just went at them too quick.
What happens when you stand too close?
So,
Okay. So it is just a thought.
Rise like,
Don't know if
I got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Don't wander too far, Rylar.
He's like, okay,
Is it the number 1 or a number 2?
it's the number 2.
Don't get in the water, okay? But you should squat over the edge so it goes down the water.
I was kind of thinking that I'd go out on the other side of the sticky things and go over there.
You don't have too much longer, Rylar, before this door closes.
I'm quick.
All right.
I don't think we should travel down this hall. I do think that we entered it. Now I'm scared.
Rylar's
No,
like,
the
I
exit
think we should
possibly
see. We went to the trouble. We should go see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rylar, I would stay on this side of the door, however.
But shouldn't I mark it? We're trying to poop mark it, right?
Well, this location is easy to describe.
No, I think we should poop market. Like all the rest of
Rylar,
our
just go do
doors.
your business.
All right. He goes and he goes around the corner. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. We gotta keep with the theme that Fern started.
Yeah, I know. It's just
I know it's a little.
we're gonna be like, hey, go find the excrement. Is it horse? No.
Definitely Rylar shit.
We are quite unorthodox, are we not, Miss
Yes.
Ray?
Yep.
All right.
Wanna help me drag
So
these
we'll
bodies
say
in the water?
we'll since she has to get up super early. It's what time for you guys? It's like
7:30.
7:30. Wow, you got to get in bed soon. So do you want us to, just out of curiosity, would you like us to starting at 5:30 on Saturdays instead? So we can
I'm
wrap.
okay with that.
So we can wrap up at 9:30.
If you guys are okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It bothers me not.
I mean, if it helps
so,
you,
no?
if it helps you.
In theory, it will, because this one.
At least for a
It's
couple
a-
of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to doom scroll until it's a little
Better about it on
Yeah.
Saturday.
better. Sure.
Getting better at it.
There you go.
So all right. So to wrap things up, you guys decide. I think you decide to let the tunnel close and head on down the tunnel and see where it goes. Hey, I made a rhyme.
I just want to make sure all these bodies
Yeah.
in the water.
Dump down in the whirlpool. You see them go down the whirlpool,
Nice.
off into wherever the thing leads.
All right. Move forward, team.
Okay. Well, that's what
Do we
where
need-
we'll start next week. You'll be heading down the tunnel to see where it leads.
I just would like to ask, how is everybody feeling? Do we need to actively take a rest?
We could take a
Before we
short rest
proceed.
right here.
Yeah. I would suggest we take a short rest so Rylar can get his eyes back.
Yes. And then I say we pick up at the after our short rest.
Awesome. All right. I
Also
guess we
gives us
never
time
actually
to
took
wait for
a.
things
We never
to
took
show up.
a break, did we? Hey, Spiper was here.
We didn't need no breaks. We took one already.
They got this. This is a great smelling wall. Guys, it's been phenomenal.
Oh, what a day! What a day! Such a good day.
I know. Thank you again for the phenomenal support. I don't even know what to say. You guys are beautiful and wonderful people, and thank you. And so you guys stay on after we wrap up for the night, if you don't mind, just a few minutes. We know she needs to get to bed. But,
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, especially those of you that joined for Community Day. It was so much fun.
Yes.
It was. Community Day was awesome. Thank you guys, especially Druid and Fate and Aries and all you folks who
Daddy
contrib-
Dagoth.
and Dagoth.
Isolate.
You guys contributed a lot of subs and bits, and love, and hugs, and fun, and hilarity. So you all have a wonderful day. I hope I'm sure you guys enjoyed the D&D session tonight. I know we didn't do a whole lot, but yeah.
Fate, are you streaming
Oh,
tomorrow?
Spiper.
Yeah.
All right.
What time?
Probably like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Depends on if Druid decides to set boundaries and say I'm going home on time or I'm staying a little bit later. So it really depends on that.
Right.
And
You too, Spiper.
are you thieving the seas with Dagoth?
Dagoth said he was interested, and I will be thieving the seas nonetheless. But I do feel that Daddy Dagoth shall be joining me if he is still here to agree to that. But minimum, I will be pirating it up.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's it. Thank you, guys. Take it easy. We'll
Thank
do
you
that.
again.
Which one is it? Is it this one?